Well, hello everyone and welcome back. And once again I'm about to start a fishing session on my local beach at Brean. I have to say I'm looking forward to lockdown restrictions being eased so I can fish somewhere slightly different. But currently I have to fish close to home, so here we are. And for those of you who are fancying giving this a go, we've just arrived on the main drag. There's Brean Village Hall in front of me. I'm going to park on the verge up here. Blimey, there's a lot of cars. You can walk through onto the beach just past Brean Village Hall on the right there. And there's Chris already there and Mike as well, so it looks like a lovely day. Right, let's go and see what happens. Well, we're down here a good 3¼ hours before high, probably a little bit early. Chris is going to risk a early cast. You've got to be careful you don't get your weight stuck in the very soft mud out there. I'm going to give it a little while. I've got my stuffed squid ready to go. We've had 2 days of very strong southwesterly winds, and it's just calmed down a bit now. We've got a big 12-metre tide today, highs at 6 o'clock. And there's Mike just about to put one out as well. There's a few anglers down today. Got to be a good chance of a spring cod or a bass. Get some very nice bass here in March and April that come in to feed before they breed. I'm just going to give it another 10 minutes or so before I put mine out. It's going to whiz up the beach today. You can see how far it is to the top of the beach, but it's going to get most of the way there in under 3 hours. It will come in at a pace. But prospects are good. Well, you can see the peat ledges here at low water, and I think the fish do come up into these, so they're a good fish holding area. If you can get your first cast amongst those, it's a good idea. It's still a long way down the beach. But that looks lovely today, lovely tabling waves and a big tide after a storm. What could go wrong? Ha! We'll see. Right then, first cast, and I'm going to try and put it on that little peat ledge, which is about 50 yards out in front of me. I reckon that's about it, give or take. Just move it just to make sure it isn't stuck in the mud. I think that's pretty good. Just walk it back to the rod rest. You've got to think that fish will move onto that little ledge there as a point of interest on an otherwise flat beach. Anyway, let's see. If you put your rod rest within 10 yards of the sea, you're constantly moving back every 5 minutes, so we do tend to put the rod rests, especially when the tide's moving quickly, you know, 60 yards back from the sea. We're looking really for a big pull down on the rod tip, or usually a lot of slack line, which is quite easy to see despite the distance you are from the sea. So they're usually on here. They just swallow the whole thing. But I've got my old trusty slosh here, which is, gosh, must be 25 years old at least. It's got a lot of line on it, 350 yards at least, of 14 pound. There's no need to use heavy line here, there's no snags really. Means you can get extra capacity. Needs a bit of an oil, that reel. Right then, and I'll give it 5-10 minutes and put the other one out, which is lug only on that one, and that way you vary the distance out you're fishing. And obviously as the tide comes in, we're just letting line out, walking back. Well, Mike hasn't been out for more than 10 minutes and he's had a slack line bite. He had his rod out very early. I've only just put mine out. There's something there. Oh, you beauty, Mike. Well done, mate. Lovely codling. Well done. That's a beautiful fish. Cool, he wanted that. He swallowed that completely. That's a cod, yeah. Hey! Well done, Mike. Well done, Mike, on that codling. That's excellent. This is my second rod, first cast. That's a great start. Always lovely to catch a fish first cast on this beach. Gives you confidence for the rest of the tide. It means the fish are coming in to feed. Brilliant. Well, we're an hour into our session and Mike's codling is the only fish so far, although it does look lovely out there tonight. In these sort of tides you just feel that the fish could be 50 yards out or 250, it's just hard to tell. But catching an early cod does give you hope. Well, this rod here has just gone way to the right. It was my first one out with a stuffed squid on it. I'm really out of line, so he's going to have to come in. That's going to take a while. Well, after that very good start when Mike caught that very early codling, unfortunately we have had absolutely nothing since. Oh, hang on. There you go. It's not a blank. Tiny whiting. Oh well. He should have been snaffled by a cod, really. So he'll go back to live and fight another day. And we'll have to come down again here soon and try again. Oh dear. Well, welcome back to a rather breezy early April day on Brean Beach again. I'm down with Chris and Mike. We've got a few anglers along the beach. Looks very nice today. We've got a 6:30 high, 11 metre tide. Today I'm slightly changing tactics. I'm going to do away with the squid and I'm just going to fish pure lug. So we've dug some lug on the beach. Size 2.0s on a pulley pennel rig. Got to be a prospect of a bass or two today, I would think. They do come in here to feed before spawning. And who knows, maybe a lake cod as well. Right, let's get one out there. That looks good. It's always worth just moving the lead in case it gets stuck in that mud. That's it. Alright, both rods are out. Haven't put the grips in. We've got a red lead on there, should be enough. The wind's fairly in our face, so there shouldn't be too much lateral tide. On the left hand rod I've gone down in hook size actually. I put a Varivas size 3 Aberdeeny type thing on that. So slightly much smaller hook on that one. Whether that makes a difference or not, we'll find out. Well, there we are. We've been out for 5 minutes and Chris has had a lovely slack liner there. It just dropped. That was definitely a fish. No? Not very far out, is it? Aha! I'll go and have a look for it. Come on, here, fishy, fishy. Oh, that's a disappointment. Well, that was definitely a bite. But there is nothing there. Oh, that's been, look at that, that's been got at. Yeah, definitely a fish. Top hook up the line. It was a bass, wasn't it? Yeah. Unlucky, Chris.
Felt it.
Yeah, I saw the rod go over. Bugger. Alright, I'll better go and look at my rods, I think. Lovely bite there. Rod just went right over. Rod just went right over. Yeah. Surely it's there. Yeah, he's there. Yeah. Oh, that reel needs an oil. That feels quite a reasonable fish actually. Oh, I think it's come off. He's off. He's off. Well, that was a shame. Me and Chris both lost the fish first cast. Quite annoying. Never mind. Onwards and upwards. Time for a cup of tea, I think. Yeah, they're pretty straight. There you go, mate. Yeah, 1 second. I'll just put that away. Yeah, he's there. Well, fortunately, another bite. Floundery? I hope not. Yep. Come on, my beauty. Oh, that feels good. Whoa. Oh, he's only just hooked, look at that.
Yeah, that's how the other two got off, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you hang on to that, Chris? That's a nice fish. Go, mate. He's off. Ah! Oh, got properly spiked there. Well, Chris is in now, shortly after I caught that small bass. Nice to have a few bites, even if we're not landing them all. Is he getting close? Way down tide. Are you? He's there. Oh, look at that. I wonder if something took that.
Something had a hold of that. Doesn't look bad though.
Ugh.
Something definitely had a hold of it.
Yeah. Ugh. We're missing our opportunities today, aren't we? Okay. Well, that was nice to get that bass. Unfortunately, as you've just seen, Chris has lost another fish. I think something had a hold of that little whiting, but didn't stay on. But there are fish out there, and after couple of months of pretty poor. Oh, there's a bite on. Is that a bite on the near rod there? Looked a bit suspicious. And again, look at that. Yep, that's a fish. Oops. Oh yes, that's a good fish. He's straight on there. Oh, that feels good. Feels like a nice fish. Not very far out at all. I'll slacken the drag off a bit on that, because that feels quite nice. But then again, I have hooked it quite close to the shore, so sometimes you get a false idea on the size of the fish, but it does feel a bit better than the last one. Come on. Trouble is, once you've lost a couple of fish, you tend to get a bit tentative with them. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. That is pulling. Normally on this beach you've got to get out a fair old way before you start hitting fish, but today I shouldn't think we've had a bite more than 100 yards out, so the fish are really close. Maybe the water's just a bit warmer closer in, I don't know. There he is. Another bass, I would say. Yep, you can see him. Try and wide him in on this wave. That's a better fish. That's a nice bass. Yep, that's got to be nearly 4 pounds, I think. I'm sorry mate, but you're going to be tea. Yeah, that's a nice bass. Lovely. Really? It's quite close, isn't it? Again? I'll go and have a look. We're ready. There's something there. A little codlet. There you go, mate. Well, that was all a bit hectic. Nice to have some bites. But it just shows you the benefit of fishing 2 rods on a beach like this, because I've had all the bites on this one which I've cast short, and the far one, which I've just had in, has had nothing on it, and that was out 300 yards probably. But this one, as I've had the mist fish and the two others on this, and I'm not casting it far, so it just shows you're never quite sure where the fish are going to be. Anyway, they're both cast short now, so there's still an hour to go till high, so chance of another fish or two hopefully. Unfortunately, Chris has had 2 good bites and lost them both, so let's hope he gets one before high. Nice bite, that one. Nice bass, yeah. Is that close? A better fish, yeah. You're taking it very gently after 2 lost fish. I'll go and look for it. It's lovely to have bites. I'm just going to put, there you go Mike, do you want that? Help yourself, finish it off. There he is, there she blows. Another bass. Is it? Yeah, it is. Well done, Chris. Bit small. But lovely to have bites, isn't it? Well, it's turned out to be a good little session. We've still got half an hour to high. We've had 3 nice bass. And we've lost 3 as well. And they're all feeding hard and pretty close in. And all have just taken plain lug. Dug just before we fished. Well, there we go. Another session ended. Very enjoyable. Nice to have plenty of bites on the beach. Oh, hang on, what have we got here? Oh, a little codlet. He can go back and grow bigger. I'll see you in a couple of years, mate. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you all again soon. Take care, everyone.